Welcome back to Navigating the Modern World with Coach Eli, walking with purpose. And as you can see, I'm right alongside Highway 101 on a different part of the SF Bay Trail. Pardon the noise. It's some cool background noise. You can still hear me here, right? You can still hear me. But anyway, today I have another great topic for you folks, so let's just get right to it. The topic is social awkwardness / anxiety affects your dating life. One more time, social awkwardness / anxiety affects your dating life. Let's talk about this, okay? Let's talk about this because I will tell you, I'm almost 48 years old and I'm dating a good woman now. She's a good woman. But hey, I'll tell you, she's got her, issues with anxiety, and she's gone through some things in life, and I've actually, helped her work through practically most of it, which is amazing. I like that. But we've been seeing each other now for about 3 months, and initially early on, it's like I was thinking to myself, I'm like, she's a great woman. I really like this woman. She's different and unique than any other woman I've met. But she's got these panic attacks and this anxiety, and it just happens out of nowhere at times. And it's like, I don't know what I'm gonna do. I honestly was just sitting there thinking to myself, I don't know. I didn't know what I was gonna do. And then she's watching these videos. So, man, if you're watching these videos, we've talked about this. This is for example purposes. Right? And she kept thinking I was going to leave her and not want to be with someone like her. And that was the furthest thing from the truth, because when you really connect with someone and they're truly into you and they're not taking advantage of you, these are things you can work through no matter how tough they are. When I come back the same way I came in, I'll be facing the other way, so it won't affect me as much. Man, these cars are loud here on 101. But here's the thing. I am a guy that's been through a lot in my life, and I've worked through so many things to the point of where I have a pretty huge tolerance for people that have anxiety and social awkwardness. My brother and my mother have anxiety. I think I don't know if it's my mother that has it worse than my brother. I think they both have it pretty good. But I've actually learned how to tolerate it. I've also learned how to better communicate with them in ways that are not going to affect their anxiety. When you're dealing with people that have anxiety, you have to learn how to better communicate. You have to be a big communicator. And that's part of the problem nowadays. Most people are horrible communicators, or they just have a short attention span. They just, a lot of guys that date women just want to hang out, play video games, have a little sex, and not even talk to their woman, right? So communication is a big problem in general nowadays. But that's also going to be a leading cause that's going to prevent you from, being able to get along with people, especially somebody that you're dating, right? But again, when you're dealing with somebody that has, anxiety or is socially awkward, you've got to have a little more patience and learn how to communicate with them, right? But now, with that being said, for those of you that do have social awkwardness or anxiety, what can you do? What can you do to work through it? Can you work through it? Do you need to see a therapist? Do you need medication? In some cases you might. I'm not a doctor, but I have my opinions on this and I'm going to share them. Okay? Every case is unique and different. But in my opinion, I feel the reason why most people have anxiety attacks and panic attacks is because they don't feel appreciated and they don't feel like they've been heard. And I see this more so happening with women. Let me repeat that one more time here. The reason why I feel, in my opinion, from what I've seen, I'm not a doctor, this is my opinion. The reason why I feel people have anxiety or panic attacks is because they don't feel appreciated and they don't feel heard most of the time, not all the time. And these are people that are, big givers. Typically it's the big givers that truly care about everyone, right? You know how I know that? Because I am a big giver and I do care about everyone. And I used to, I'll be honest, when I was younger, I'm not going to lie. When I was younger, I was probably a little bit socially awkward. Maybe not as bad as how some guys and gals are nowadays in the modern world, but I was a little socially awkward. And, I had my moments of anxiety, but I never actually was clinically diagnosed with anxiety. And how did I overcome all that? I overcame all that because I started hanging out with like-minded people that I could easily get along with and talk things out every day on a regular basis. Okay? One of the best ways to get over, anxiety, social awkwardness, depression, whatever, is to find one good friend, or maybe it's a boyfriend or girlfriend or a family member that has the time, energy, and patience to talk with you every day before you go to bed. Maybe for like an hour or so by phone. It seems like a lot, and it is a lot, but I will tell you, whenever I've gone through moments like that in my past, and I'm not going to lie, even at times in my 40s, I've felt some anxiety, I've had some panic attacks, I've had some depressing moments. Just because you're not clinically diagnosed with these things, and even if you're a perfectly healthy person, you're going to have moments of anxiety, depression, and awkward times, right? Okay? The best way for me to work through it is having someone to talk with at the end of my days. Like with this woman I'm with right now, we talk by phone every night when we don't see each other. We see each other once or twice a week because we live a little over an hour away from each other, and she works retail management and we just have opposite schedules. And eventually we're going to, take it to the next level. We are going to do that, but for the time being, we talk every night for an hour or two, sometimes 3 hours, We talked for 3 hours a couple nights ago. And last night, when her and I were talking, I'm recording these videos on a Tuesday. This is being recorded on Tuesday, November 30th, 2021. I believe it's November 30th. Yes, it is. Last day of November, December 1st is tomorrow, but this won't be released till next week. So anyway, so after talking for 3 hours a couple nights ago, my lady had to work early in the morning this morning, and last night she was saying, well, let's keep our conversation short tonight, because I got to get some rest for work. I'm like, no problem, baby. We can wrap up this call right now if you want. No big deal. No, I want to talk with you. I want to know how your day went, and I want to share how my day went. All right, we'll talk about 30 minutes or so. How's that? We ended up talking for over 2 hours. But I'll tell you what that accomplishes. Having someone like her to talk about these things at the end of each day, and her having someone like me to talk about her things at the end of each day, it's therapeutic. It makes you feel like you have someone there that really cares about you and really wants to hear about what you have to say, and really wants to support you in whatever it is that you're going through. And that's why I say, folks, men and women were made to work best together. The reason why there are so many, how do I say this professionally? It's not going to sound professional, but I'll just say it anyway. There are so many messed up people mentally and emotionally in this world nowadays because of the way the modern world is, the modern dating world, Women have been liberated. They're working, which is great on one aspect, but on the other hand, it's changed relationship dynamics, right? So there are so many single people out there, single and lonely people, and that's another reason why, they're, anxious. They have anxious moments, and, they have depressing moments because they feel like maybe nobody wants them. They feel like they're not worthy of having someone, when that's the furthest thing from the truth. The truth of the matter is we live in a pretty, how to say it's the right way, we live in a pretty crazy modern dating world that we're all still trying to figure out. And even beyond the dating world, we've got a lot of things going on right now. We've got this COVID thing, right? Okay, we've got inflation at an all-time high. We've got so many things that are happening, right? And all of that can affect anxiety and depression and stuff. But let's talk about one more thing before I wrap this up. Social awkwardness. Okay? I've encountered a lot of women in the past before I met this woman I'm with. Over the last, I'd say, probably 5 to 7 years, like in my 40s. And more so probably over the last 3 years. I've never encountered more socially awkward women than in the past 3 years. And, I went on dates with some of them because they were attractive, obviously, and they could carry an okay conversation by phone. But once we would get together in person, they were just really, really awkward, right? They liked me, and they told me that they liked me, but they were just like really not that talkative, right? And women love to talk. Guys, if you go on a date with a woman nowadays and she says she likes you, but is not talking at least as much as you're talking, then there's something socially awkward with her, right? Because naturally and biologically, women love to talk more than men. They say on average, women speak about 8,000 words per day, and men about 2,000. Now, as much content as I do on YouTube and other social media platforms, and even live streams, I do them regularly too. I probably speak more words per day than women do. I probably speak about 10,000 words per day. I'm like the exception to the rule. I'm a dude that talks a lot, right? But yeah, guys, if you encounter a woman that, says she likes you and, she's enjoying being around you, but she's not that talkative, there's something wrong. There's something socially awkward about her. She's got some unresolved issues stemming back maybe as far back as her childhood. Maybe she has anxiety. Maybe she has depression. Maybe she has PTSD, right? You never know, right? And if you encounter a woman like that early on, you want to ask her, hey, you're not really that talkative. Is there anything I can help you out with, Well, I don't really talk a lot. I've had that. And here's the thing, guys, honestly, if you do get a woman like that, or ladies, if you get a guy like that, responds to a question like, oh, I don't really talk a lot. I like to listen a lot more. Run for the fucking hills. Run for the hills, because that's somebody that is not completely emotionally healthy and mentally healthy. That's someone that has some unresolved issues, maybe stemming back to their childhood, it's not fun. It's not fun dating someone that's not talkative. Now, don't let them talk your ears off all day, every day. But, going from one extreme to the other, talking way too much or not talking at all, I mean, that's just as bad. So, yeah, if you're, if you're one of those socially awkward women or men, it's going to affect your dating life. It's going to affect, your job. It's going to affect your friendships with people. Okay? My suggestion to you folks is to just force yourself to put that guard down, right? Force yourself to put that guard down. Participate in conversations, right? Don't just sit there and listen to every one of your friends that's sharing stories or experiences of life. Start by sharing your own experiences. Start just start sharing things about you. And then all of a sudden, you're going to get more and more used to it, and you're going to start getting more comfortable talking with people and communicating, that you're going to lose that social awkwardness. And then people are not going to be able to shut you up. Like I said, when I was younger, I kind of struggled with this myself a little bit. I was a little socially awkward, not as bad as, like I said, many people are nowadays. But I was a little socially awkward. And the ways I just explained it a second ago is what I did to help me become the unstoppable, overly talkative person I am today. Let's just put it that way. All right, folks, I'm going to wrap up this video. Hope you learned something new here today. Please like, share, subscribe, bang the bell, select all notifications, and we'll see you on the next one. Take care. Bye-bye.